Hello, welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new, remember to hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell. Thank you so much for giving back to the channel by hitting the like button and your messages. It helps the channel to grow, so thank you so much. It's really appreciated. We're going to do a reading today. It's more about spiritual insight. And as you know, we only bring information here for you to grow, learn, understand, get clarification. And this topic is a very sensitive topic, so it's not going to be for everybody. But I have had a number of clients. I am not in this situation, so I can give an outside perspective. And also my perspective does come from 30 years of being in working with clients daily, and also, listening to what their experiences are with relationships and daily life. I'm also psychic, and I also have some counseling and a lot of things actually where I've had a lot of experience in these fields. So I can give a spiritual perspective. I can also give a very practical, logical explanation. And there is no judgment in this issue, but I've just seen in the last few years in particular, there has been, I'll call it an epidemic of people coming, struggling in the dating world and the relationship world when it comes to exes, families, and children. And this is coming from both men and women. There is no tug at it. And I had a few people message me, and I've been putting it off. I haven't been wanting to deal with this, but it looks like it's a thing that's happening in the collective. And what I want to say is, I'll just give you the perspective from both sides, the spiritual insight, and really it's about you deciding who you are, what you are willing to tolerate or be in. So let me start. So I think as humans, we've seen this I've certainly seen it over the last 30 years, and we can look at our childhood and versus to how we raise our children, and it changes all the time. But the one thing in the middle that I feel we cannot get we're not very good at balancing is the whole, we came from an upbringing where it was kind of raise yourself. There was mental, emotional support, and there was no, mental, emotional, physical support. It was kind of don't upset the parents, that type of thing. So we came from a raise yourself to now we have over the top given to our children, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. And if we could just find that happy medium, I think that's what it's all about. But we seem to go too far. It's like it's in all of us. It's very hard to, we're just giving our children or trying to give them the best and give them what we didn't have, or what we didn't get. And that's everybody, nobody's out of that. We've all done that, okay? If you had parents that worked, you might have wanted to be a parent that was at home, So, but everything in life is about balance. I've had many people coming, particularly in the last year, and they're trying to get into new relationships or have a relationship with someone. And of course, there's usually exes or children and commitments and situations because, especially when you get to a certain age, that is going to be there. And I've been a single parent as well. I've had to work, raise my children, pay my own bills. So What I'm not understanding here from masculines and feminines, it's so codependent that these relationships are becoming a third party situation. And this is why we're getting a lot of readings and readers out there talking about karmics and the exes and all. It is so messy now. And do not don't misread or misunderstand what I'm about to say. Because co-parenting with the other parent of your child or children absolutely should be amicable. You should be respectful. You should be considerate. You should be, financially helping that person raise these children. Absolutely. There are, if you are taking on, this is for the people that are taking on someone with children. Yes, they have a past. And yes, you knew and know those children come with that package. And we see a lot of people getting into that and then making it an issue. And we're going to do the other side as well. We then have this other side where the people want you to be in the relationship with them and their ex-partner. So here's where it starts to get funny, okay? And I'm only trying to speak from the perspectives of what I'm hearing through clients, okay? How does somebody... Okay, yes, absolutely, that person will have to have set hours, set times, pickups and drop-offs, set schedules that both those parents have worked out. They may have to go to sporting events, schooling events, after school, dancing, soccer, whatever, events. But that should be in their own time. And yes, of course, on a birthday or, Christmas or something, you might have to, come together at certain events and be civil, be lovely. And there are those times where, that person might have to do a bit extra with their children, not with the ex. They should pay the school fees, or, all of the, financials should be equal or however it's worked out. But to have your ex in your life every single day, to have such loyalty and commitment to the ex. I'm not talking about to the children. That should be 100% there. I'm talking about the loyalty to the ex. We seem to have crossed a line where these exes are pretty much still in a relationship with these people, but they're just not either sleeping together or living together. But basically, you have to be in a relationship where there's a third party in your relationship every single day. That is not properly separated. And if you do want to do that, there is nothing wrong with that, if that's how you want to be. But if it's not what you want with a partnership, then you must, you will have to leave if that's not what you can do and they're not going to change. Okay, so set the boundaries straight away. Some people are quite happy with that situation. Most are not, and through 30 years of experience, it has an expiration date. It doesn't last because each relationship's evolved. So what happens when you want to connect financially or, go further or in business, money together, whatever it is? it's not going to work. It just can't. It can't grow. It can't evolve, and your person has a foot in each camp. So there's only so much you can have. So you'll hear people say, yeah, that person will feel like the side piece. You know, I'm the third wheel to these two in a relationship because of children. And I know people who have been separated for many years and raised children. They are amicable, they like each other, they're friends, but they're not in each other's lives daily. They have two separate lives. And yes, of course, sometimes they ring and say, look, I've got to go away, or can you have the kids extra, or something like that. Absolutely, that happens. You have to be flexible. But that person is not in that person's life. They still like them, they're still friendly, and would help them, you know, under emergency or through certain situations, but not in their life daily, okay? It is not going to work, and you will not grow in that relationship. Now, on the other hand, and I am going to bring this up, but please, this happens in both genders, but specifically with I can tell you now through experience of hearing both sides, there are not many men who would, if a feminine came or a female said to them, I'm still fully loyal and committed to my partner, but we're not in love, but I'm still fully committed to them and they're in my life and I'm responsible for them. But I want to be with you and I love you. Not many men would go, oh, sure, I'd love another guy in there that you're committed and loyal to. But it seems to be the masculines think this is okay. This is what I'm hearing from the community. I'm not in this situation. No way. The men seem to think that they are going to have this loyalty and commitment to somebody. Sometimes they're actually they're in a relationship, but basically they're off sleeping with other people, or they're in love with someone else and they're seeing someone else every day or week, or they want both. They want both. And this is where it's getting very complicated. And yes, they're using excuses of responsibilities and children, but we've all had that. We've all separated. We've all been civil to or had exes that we can literally have separate lives from, but still be friends and still raise children. Okay, it's called boundaries. The other one is called polygamy, having more than one partner, but it's made to look very new age and modern. And there are those feminines, and it can be masculines, reverse the roles, that are very open now, have open marriages. Now they want the commitment, they want the partner or the financial security or the stability or the security. But they're happy for their partner to go off and have someone else and a third party as long as they can stay with the partner. That is so rampant. Nobody's happy. Nobody's happy in that from both sides. I've heard from both sides of the situation. Everybody's miserable. I don't see, it's just about codependence and not being able to be on your own, sort of having your cake and eat it too. Not wanting to give up security or stability or, someone that's taking care of them on some level. Again, this is unhealthy. It's unhealthy for you if you're on the other end of that, but it's also unhealthy for the codependent person. Nobody moves on with their life. Nobody can grow. So here's the thing, for the new person coming in having to deal with this, if you have your own money, business, home, security, stability, children, family, it does affect you because, you know, legally, you're now supporting not only your new partner, but their partner. And I'm not talking about money for the children, support for the children, not talking about that. I'm talking about basically there's three people in your relationship or marriage or commitment. So I don't know what to say here except this is happening a lot, and a lot of people are not entering into new relationships because guess what comes with it? Not just the children. That's not an issue. I've been in that situation. Having the children, supporting the children, taking on the children, you know, paying, I think they call child support, or they call it something else in other countries, is not the issue. What was the issue is the loyalty to the ex, the relationship still going on with the ex. So nobody moves on. It puts everything spiritually out of alignment. It stagnates everything. Nobody can grow financially. And if you were with a divine counterpart, you won't, or with divine counterparts and these higher ascensions and higher connections, they are to come together as a whole, okay? And that's usually comes with the 10 of Pentacles and, you know, really higher missions. And 10 of Pentacles is a lot of legacy work and security and stability. And it's under threat with a third party. And it never ends well. And you can't get your blessings. The universe will block your blessings with a higher divine counterpart while they are in third party situations, because the universe will block blessings, will block ascensions, will block unions, so that to protect your rewards, to protect your blessings, to protect your abundance, to protect your, you know, until you know, spirit will remove, and until you remove and eliminate all the wrong people in your life, your abundance doesn't come through. So this new agey, we're all cool, is a little bit, it's getting a little bit beyond communal, and it's basically having your cake and eat it too. It's basically, you know, I'm having this partnership and loyalty to this, but I'm not, you know, it's just everything else I'm not getting there, I'll get over here, and then I've got both. And that's fine. You know, if you can find someone who's happy to be in that, absolutely, you find that person. But all you've got to do is decide. I know within myself what I can tolerate and what I can't. And I also, or you also, when I say you, the person I'm talking to, you have to protect yourself. You have to protect your assets. You have to protect your future. And if we look into that energetically and spiritually, it is so out of alignment, misalignment, things involved that are not supposed to be involved in a divine union counterpart, energetically spiritual mission, ascension, purpose, spiritual growth. It doesn't work like that. So that's what I'm saying. You have to discern or define who you are, okay? And yes, things have to be separated. And clear boundaries, because there's too many energies in there, too many karmas, too many thin loyalties, thin lines that get incredibly complicated. And for those of you, if you do get a partner with children, then yes, you know, you are going to help that person, you know, raise those children financially and, you know, mental, emotionally, physically and spiritually. Absolutely. but you do not have to raise and pay and have the ex in your life every day, okay, or every week or every month. They should be off living their own life because it's complicated on so many levels. And I just feel that, you know, with all this new age parenting and co-parenting, and I am 100% for being respectful, friendly, supportive of your the partner of your children, absolutely. But we have people who cannot respect boundaries. They do not have boundaries. If there are emotions still involved, it is not a separation. What's going to happen when they've got to make a choice one day between being there for you and being there for that person? And I'm not talking about the children. This is how complicated this gets. It doesn't work. Too many emotions. And that's the thing. They can't separate emotions in that situation. And then if they say it's financial, well, then you are also blocked on building with that person financially. So it's a no-win situation. But people just a lot of people seem to want to just float in the middle and wonder why, you know, relationships don't work and I can't find anybody. And you probably will find someone who will put that up with that for a little while until they want it to become more. And it's not logical, it's not practical. There's nothing logical and practical about it. And to say the least, it's very confusing for the children to have very blurred lines about what's going on. Very blurred lines. And yeah, so that's my spiritual advice is you need to go into your emotions and see through the illusions and the delusions, because we can love someone, we can really love someone, we can want to be with them, but there's more than love. You know, there has to be you know, reciprocity, equal give and take, you know, support and protection. There's just so many factors that come in here, and also work out whether you're a person who is happy with that situation, or do you just want you and your partner in your relationship? Because if you're the sort of person that just wants you and your partner, and they can't put in boundaries or make a final separation from their ex-partner, you will just put yourself through emotional hell. And you're not going to get anywhere with that until they're ready to move forward or make changes or put in some boundaries, okay? I'm just trying to think if there's anything... So yeah, I hope I've answered the questions. I'm just thinking of the questions that a couple of people sent in. And also, please, use your discernment. There is no judgment here. Everybody's different. It's really about, do you want to be with someone who does not have full separation from an ex and boundaries and are starting a new fresh life? Or are you okay with integrating within what they've already got? So it's sort of what they've built, they're not budging, and you are kind of like the third wheel coming in, fulfilling all the needs that were not being met without the commitment or the 100% loyalty back for you. And that's not my opinion. That's how people are feeling. Okay? And then jealousy and all sorts of things start, fights start, someone feels, you know, like a third wheel. And that's where it all starts to go wrong. So we need to look at all sides, okay, of a situation. And yeah, someone who is independent, established, earning their own income, you know, they're not looking for someone to come into their life with their partner or their ex/not ex and take them on as well. I mean, that's why I'm saying that. Spirit's bringing me back to that. Why I'm coming back to that is this. Some people think they're supporting people, but they're enabling them. They're enabling them not to grow. They're enabling them not to be able to be self-sufficient or independent. So if it is a very codependent situation, or that person is very codependent on you, that is a load of bollocks. That anybody can get a job. And there are hundreds and thousands, millions of single parents out there every day who get their own place on their own, pay their rent, raise their children, and all of the above. So this, they need me situation is a load of rot. And if you weren't there tomorrow for some, cancel that, but if, let's say you weren't there tomorrow, what would that person do? Now, if that person has family, friends, then, you know, there is no excuse that that person can't get their own place or house or job or income. Now, if that person has no family, no friends, they're completely alone, you know, unwell or have a disability, I mean, of course, there's always exception to the rule. Absolutely. You know, and this is completely separate, but just to keep an open mind here, you know, I knew a person who their partner was, you know, didn't have long to live, you know, and they were nursing them day in, day out. That's a different situation. We're not talking about that, you know. We're talking about these codependent partners that want to stay attached to their person for the rest of their lives, even when they're in another relationship. And it is mucking up and destroying futures, unions, divine alignments. It is. And we're all a part of that. We all get affected by that. So look, there is no right or wrong here. There really isn't. It's about what you're willing to do or not, and your beliefs and what you want from a relationship. Some people completely happy with certain situations in their relationship. And if you're happy and it's working for all, great. Great. There's no judgment, but yeah. And see, Spirit gave me that's the truth. That's a message through from Spirit about new beginnings. So we're going to call this, you know, new beginnings here. And that's what we're at energetically and universally, is new beginnings. And so Spirit's getting us to clean it up, get in alignment. Who are we? What do you want out of a relationship, partnership, lifestyle? And when you decide that, then you have to find somebody who is willing to meet you halfway, to work with you and protect you, not be a third piece party to their puzzle. Okay? It gets messy. So rather than all the heartbreak and the confusion, and really sit with yourself now and decide You know, what is the new you? What is the new beginning? What are you setting now moving forward? All right, guys, take care. Okay, bye.